Preparing for a welder interview requires both technical knowledge and practical experience. Employers seek candidates who are not only skilled in various welding techniques, but also understand safety protocols, blueprint reading, and equipment maintenance. This guide offers the top 30 welder interview questions and concise 80-word answers to help you stand out. Whether you're a seasoned welder or just starting out, this resource will help you build confidence and answer effectively during your interview. 1. What types of welding processes are you experienced with? I am experienced with several welding processes, including MIG, TIG, stick, and flux cord arc welding. MIG is ideal for high-speed production work, while TIG is great for precise, clean welds. Stick welding is excellent for outdoor and structural work. I've used all these techniques across different materials, such as aluminum, stainless steel, and carbon steel, adapting based on the project's requirements and specifications. 2. How do you ensure safety while welding? I strictly follow safety guidelines, such as wearing appropriate PPE, helmet, gloves, flame-resistant clothing, and ensuring proper ventilation to avoid fume inhalation. I inspect tools and equipment before use. Keep the workspace clean and never bypass lockout/tagout procedures. I also follow OSHA regulations and company policies to minimize risk and keep myself and others around me safe from potential hazards. 3. Can you read and interpret welding blueprints and drawings? Yes, I'm proficient in reading and interpreting welding blueprints, symbols, and diagrams. This includes understanding dimensions, material specifications, joint designs, and welding symbols like fillet, groove, and bevel. My ability to accurately translate these documents into real-world work ensures structural integrity and compliance with job requirements. It's a crucial skill that I've consistently relied on throughout my welding projects. 4. What materials have you worked with? I've welded a wide range of materials, including stainless steel, carbon steel, aluminum, copper, and cast iron. Each material has its own characteristics and welding requirements. For example, aluminum requires a different approach due to its heat sensitivity and oxidation rate. I adjust the technique, filler material, and heat input accordingly to ensure strong and durable welds regardless of material. 5. How do you prevent weld defects like porosity or cracking? I start by cleaning the base metal to remove any oil, rust, or moisture that could cause porosity. I use the correct filler material and settings based on the metal type. Proper joint preparation and consistent travel speed help avoid cracking. I also ensure adequate shielding gas coverage and check for equipment issues regularly. These steps significantly reduce the likelihood of weld defects. 6. Describe a challenging welding project and how you handled it. Once, I worked on a high-pressure pipe project that required precise TIG welding with zero margin for error. The challenge was welding in tight spaces with high-temperature control. I used purging techniques to maintain weld purity and adjusted my positioning for stability. Frequent X-ray inspections ensure quality. My focus on precision and planning allowed the project to pass all inspections on the first try. 7. What certifications do you hold? I currently hold AWS, American Welding Society, certifications in SMAW, GMAW, and GTAW. These include 3G and 4G position qualifications. I also maintain my OSHA safety certification and continue to attend skill upgrade workshops. These certifications confirm my technical competence and ensure compliance with industry standards, making me eligible for a broad range of welding roles in different environments. 8. How do you handle welding in awkward or confined positions? When welding in tight or awkward spaces, I prioritize safety and proper body positioning. I use positioners or custom supports when necessary to steady my hand. I often pre-plan the weld path and consider factors like visibility and accessibility. Staying calm, using suitable equipment, and adapting my technique allows me to complete the job efficiently without compromising the weld quality. 9. What's your experience with welding inspection and testing methods? I'm familiar with visual inspections, X-ray testing, ultrasonic testing, and dye penetrant testing. I often perform visual checks to identify surface defects and use gauges to verify weld size and contour. I've also supported third-party inspections where X-ray or ultrasonic methods were required. Understanding these methods helps ensure the weld meets structural and safety standards before final approval. 10. How do you maintain your welding equipment? I perform regular maintenance such as cleaning nozzles, checking cables, replacing worn contact tips, and ensuring proper gas flow. I calibrate machines and test output settings for accuracy before starting any project. Proper maintenance not only prolongs equipment life, but also ensures consistent weld quality and reduces the risk of failure during critical operations. 11. Can you explain the difference between MIG and TIG welding? MIG, metal inert gas. Welding uses a continuously fed wire electrode and is great for thicker materials and speed. TIG, tungsten inert gas. Welding uses a non-consumable tungsten electrode and is better suited for thin materials and detailed, high-precision work. TIG offers greater control but is slower, whereas MIG is more productive for large-scale applications. 12. How do you handle working under pressure or tight deadlines? I remain calm and focused, prioritize tasks, and follow a systematic approach to meet deadlines. I prepare materials and tools in advance, avoid rework by ensuring accuracy from the start, and collaborate closely with the team. Time management and efficient workflow are key. Even under pressure, I maintain quality because shortcuts in welding can lead to failure. 13. How you handle rework or repairs on effective welds. I first assess the weld to identify the type and cause of the defect. Then I grind or gouge out the faulty area and re-weld it according to specifications. I follow post-repair inspection procedures and ensure that the correction meets quality standards. Documentation of repairs is also part of the process when working in regulated environments. 14. Do you prefer working independently or in a team? I'm comfortable with both. I enjoy independent work when focus and concentration are key, such as TIG welding on intricate components. At the same time, I value teamwork for large-scale projects requiring coordination and collaboration. Working as a team also allows for knowledge sharing and safety support, which are important in a welding environment. 15. What are the different welding positions you've worked in? I've worked in all major welding positions: flat 1G, horizontal 2G, vertical 3G, and overhead 4G. Each requires specific techniques and practice. Overhead and vertical positions demand steady hand control and proper heat management. I perform certifications and jobs in these positions, particularly in structural and pipe welding projects. 16. How do you determine the right welding technique for a job? I consider factors like material type, thickness, position, and strength requirements. For example, TIG is ideal for stainless steel or thin materials, while MIG is preferred for speed on thicker materials. If it's structural work, stick welding might be more suitable. I review project specifications and blueprints before selecting the most effective technique. 17. What steps do you take to minimize warping? To prevent warping, I use proper clamping and sequencing, apply tack welds evenly, and alternate welding sides to balance heat. I may also preheat or post-heat materials when needed. Using controlled heat input and allowing materials to cool between passes are other ways to keep distortion to a minimum and maintain structural accuracy. 18. How do you ensure consistent weld quality? I follow proper technique, maintain clean materials, and regularly check machine settings. I inspect each weld visually and with measuring tools. I also follow WPS, welding procedure specifications, when applicable. Staying attentive, steady, and avoiding common mistakes like too fast travel or incorrect angles helps produce consistently strong and clean welds. 19. Are you comfortable working in different environments? Yes, I've worked in workshops, construction sites, shipyards, and outdoor settings. I'm accustomed to varying conditions like heat, cold, noise, and confined spaces. I adjust my approach based on the work environment while prioritizing safety. Being adaptable ensures I can complete tasks effectively regardless of where the job takes place. 20. How you stay updated on welding techniques and safety standards. I attend industry workshops, take refresher courses, and review publications from AWS and OSHA. I also learn from experienced welders and participate in on-the-job training sessions. Staying current with certifications and exploring new welding technologies keeps me sharp and ready for modern welding challenges. 21. What's your experience with pipe welding? I have significant experience in pipe welding using TIG and stick techniques. This includes working on high-pressure systems where root passes and full penetration are essential. I've welded carbon steel and stainless steel pipes in both 5G and 6G positions, adhering to code requirements and passing X-ray inspections for quality assurance. 22. How do you manage your time during large projects? I start by breaking down the project into phases and estimating time for each task. I prepare all materials and tools beforehand to minimize downtime. I stay focused, avoid distractions, and regularly review my progress. Proper planning and time tracking help ensure I meet deadlines without compromising weld quality. 23. What makes you a good welder? My attention to detail, safety-conscious mindset, strong technical knowledge, and experience with diverse welding techniques make me a strong welder. I'm reliable, quick to learn, and consistently deliver clean and structurally sound welds. I also communicate well with teammates and supervisors, which helps projects run smoothly. 24. Do you have experience welding at heights or in confined spaces? Yes, I performed welding at elevated locations using harnesses and fall protection equipment. I've also worked in confined spaces such as tanks and vessels, following confined space entry protocols. Safety and comfort in these environments come with training and experience, and I take all necessary precautions when working in such conditions. 25. How do you handle blueprint changes during a project? If a blueprint changes mid-project, I stop work immediately, review the new plans, and seek clarification if needed. I verify that all team members are updated and adjust my approach accordingly. Staying flexible and communicating clearly ensures changes are implemented correctly and the final welds meet revised specifications. 26. Can you work overtime or on weekends if required? Yes, I'm willing to work overtime, weekends, or night shifts if the project requires it. I understand that deadlines and emergency repairs sometimes require flexibility. I stay motivated and maintain productivity during extended hours, always ensuring that quality and safety are not compromised. 27. How do you handle criticism or feedback about your work? I view feedback as an opportunity to grow. If I receive criticism, I listen carefully, ask questions to understand concern, and take steps to improve. Welding is a craft that benefits from continuous improvement, and constructive feedback helps refine my technique and performance. 28. What welding codes or standards are you familiar with? I'm familiar with AWSD 1.1, Structural Welding Code Steel, ASME Section 9, Boiler and Pressure Vessel Code, and API standards for pipeline welding. I follow these codes to ensure compliance in industrial and structural applications. Understanding codes is essential for quality assurance and regulatory approval. 29. How do you maintain productivity without sacrificing quality? I organize my work area, follow a systematic approach, and prepare materials in advance. I focus on one weld at a time and avoid rushing. Staying efficient doesn't mean cutting corners. It means working smart, reducing downtime, and producing strong, clean welds that meet all specifications. 30. Why do you want to work for our company? I admire your company's commitment to quality craftsmanship and safety. Your reputation for handling complex and diverse welding projects aligns with my experience and passion. I believe I can contribute positively to your team by bringing strong welding skills, work ethic, and a safety-first mindset to help meet your production goals. These 30 welder interview questions and answers are designed to showcase your technical proficiency, safety awareness, and adaptability in the welding trade. Whether you're applying for a fabrication shop, construction site, or industrial facility, these responses can guide you in framing your experiences effectively. With practice and confidence, you'll be well prepared to handle any interview scenario and leave a lasting impression on potential employers.